What's up everyone, Eric Rossi the guy with ya, and today, September 7th, 2016, was the Apple keynote. I am an iPhone user, I am not an Apple fanboy, but I like buying the newest phones and everything like that. So I just want to give my reaction and the quick, really rundown of all the stuff that's maybe new or innovative, and really just decide maybe who this is for, and if I'm going to get one, and just from the photographer's point of view. So let's dive in and look at the iPhone 7 and the iPhone 7 Plus. You didn't know already, and you would be pretty out of the loop, is that the iPhone 7 is announced at the Apple keynote, and it will be available to pre-order on September 9th on Friday, in which I most likely may or may not be doing, but they will be available September 16th, only if you're the lucky ones to order very, very quickly on the 9th. If not, they usually come around late September or early October or something like that. But then the really pushed off back ones are November. So you really got to be on this as it comes up. But, once again, this is showing the iPhone 7 Plus because it has the dual lenses. So the rumors were true with something like this. And they did call it the Plus, not the Pro. So, there you are. It's, it's making a splash. And a couple of the newest things you see, on the screen right here is two new colors, essentially. You still get the rose gold, you get your silver one, but then you get a black and a jet black. I think that's the jet black. It's more of a glossy type of one. If I'm mistaken, then whatever. It's splash and water resistant. Mind you, it's not waterproof like some of the other competitors out there and everything like that. And it has a new home button, which whatever, that's interesting. But if you see right here, it does have almost the exact same design layout of the iPhone 6s. Just a little tweak to that, but nothing huge. So you're going to obviously see a big thing in that. But really, the really quick countdowns are new camera systems. I'll break those down in a second. No headphone jack. So that rumor was absolutely true. I'll cover what comes in the box to get out with this, but no 3.5mm headphone input. So you have to use something Bluetooth and everything. As always, improved battery life. But in the Plus, they do have a bigger battery. So that's going to be a little interesting. It has new stereo speakers. So you're going to get improved sound with this. I'm actually very excited for that. I still wish they were front forward facing, but Apple still kind of lacks that as well. The Plus has the dual lenses, which also cover that, but also has the A10 chip in this thing. So it's also going to be a little bit faster than the 6 and 6S were as well. And of course, this is going to run the newer iOS 10. And even iOS 10 has been in beta and everything for maybe 2 months now or something like that, around that time, but it still isn't generally pushed out yet. If I go to check right now, it's still not out. So keep that in mind that this is something different. So that's really all the big things here. And let's just break down the cameras before I kind of compare it to the 6S and see if it's worth upgrading. Obviously, from a photography tech channel, this is a very interesting point, and this would be one of the reasons why I may or may not get one of these phones. Now, with the iPhone 7, you get a 12-megapixel camera. So now with the iPhone 7, you do get a 12-megapixel sensor, which is pretty much the same as it was in the 6S. So it's no real big improvement there, but it does have on the 7, mind you, optical image stabilization. So you'll be able to get smoother, cleaner video and everything, and help compensate with a little, little things like that. 7-megapixel front-facing camera, which isn't bad, and the LED True Tone Flash, which they started using in the 6S. But this is a 50% brighter in that. But moving on to the 7 Plus, and as you see, right here, it has the dual lenses. Little interesting design. Once again, this is the 7, so it's still raised off of the camera, so it's not flat. So keep that in mind. I always use a case, so this is 0 factor for me. But this is the big deal right here. This is the 7 Plus. This also has the exact same image stabilized 12 megapixel sensor and lens as the 7, but it adds a 2 times zoom, optical zoom, and you basically just select 2 times and it will use the one telephoto lens to get that spot. It does do up to 10 times digital zoom, but digital zoom doesn't always look that good, so keep that in mind. It uses an f1.8 lens with 6 elements, so that's going to be very, very interesting. Apple finally catches up to the game, and they are adding natively raw photos, and you can save them as DNG so that you can edit them into your mobile photo editing apps or into, Lightroom or Photoshop on your computer if you want to go fully that route. So it's definitely going to be interesting. And an interesting thing coming soon, and this is targeting more or less the Plus because of the telephoto lens, but they're going to be working on this depth of field effect app program thing, some weird update where you're going to be able to blur the backgrounds easier for portraits and everything like that. Overall, this is pretty much everything newer with these. You're going to get, and I'm going to show you right here what you kind of get in the box with these cameras. So you get the iPhone, you get the 7 or 7 Plus, you get the Earpods with a lightning connector, which other channels had knockoff of these lightning Earpods before they came out officially, and they actually sound like garbage. So don't expect the sound to sound that well with those compared to your 3.5 ones that you get. You get your typical lightning cord, your USB adapter to your wall, but they are including for free, and that's really cool that they're not going to charge you some $50 for some stupid connector to get you the lightning to 3.5 headphone jack. Now, once again, because that's still using the lightning, I don't know if that's going to degrade. I'm sure it's going to degrade because it's filtering through another alley right here, but getting the 3.5 is a very big deal. So it's cool that they have that in there as well. And kind of base models, you're starting out with, I think, 32 gigabytes. So that's pretty interesting. And then I think they have like 256 gigabyte models and everything, so that's interesting as well. For the iPhone 7, it's a 4.7 inch screen, $32 a month for your base plan, or $37 a month for the 7 Plus, and it has a 5.5 inch screen. So overall, we'll talk about that, and I think that this is not a huge upgrade in all reality if you have like the 6 and the 6S. I just don't think that there's a ton different really with this. The only play I see for this is if you're a creative, if you're a photographer, a videographer, and you want that thing. And that's why I think the 7 Plus might be something for me, because I really want those dual lenses, and that having that f1.8, which is improved from the 6 and 6S, is actually a very big deal to me. Now, am I extremely happy like I was when the 6 and the 6S came out with 4K video and all that kind of stuff? I'm not blown away. I think Apple kind of bit the dust on this one a little bit. They're a little behind with some of these aspects. I mean, it's finally great that they, come to an Apple product, but they are a bit behind compared to what's been in the market. But we finally have this if you're an Apple or iOS user. iOS 10 is going to be pretty cool, but I think this is more of a creative play, not just a general market play. And I think this is going to hurt them a little bit. But people like myself, they're going to buy the newer iPhone because it's newer, but I do it because of a use. If this dual lens thing wasn't there or anything, I would absolutely keep my 6S right here because I get fantastic images and my workflow is very quick on something like this. So I don't know. I'm probably going to get something like this. The RAW option is a very, very big deal for myself as well, but that's really my thing. It's really nothing mind-blowing. They're saving themselves apparently for the iPhone 8, and that's going to be a huge deal and a huge change of everything like that. So keep that in mind. I usually go for the like iPhone 6, iPhone 6S. I don't usually do the Plus, but I want the dual lenses. So I think I'm going to go that route, all depending on when it's available and if it's available, because they said there might be shortages. Just two other quick things. They also released the AirPods as well, and if I can find them, I'll bring them up. And they don't look that good. Yeah. I don't find them being that great. I mean, you probably can connect a cord with them. I'm not sure, but I just don't think they serve a purpose. And just having the buds is absolutely kind of ridiculous, especially if you're doing something active or something. They're easy to fall out and lose with something like this. But that's why you have, Beats ones out there that Apple sells that they're trying to push, their wireless ones, their Bluetooth, like I think it's the Freebird or Jaybird, whatever it's called. They've got their own set ones as well, but it's the big push for something like this because there is nothing out there, as you can see the bottom of the phone here. So overall, the iPhone 7, 7 Plus, interesting. I'm probably going to get the 7 Plus. Let me know down below, did these phones blow you away, or was it really a letdown if you're a Mac, Apple, all that kind of fan? Is it just a little bit of a letdown? And how about not even saying anything about the newest MacBooks or MacBook Pros? That was also a big letdown, but expected from this keynote event. So this is it. This is my reaction. This is my preview. It's okay. Nothing huge. It's a play for creatives. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments below.